Afternoon everybody. So next Q&A session. Okay, so Zaphod Beeblebrox 1695, cool name, huh? Please get yourself a polarizing filter. You'd get much better through the glass evidence. Now I have actually tried that. The problem is the circular polarizing filter needs to be adjusted, and you never can tell which way it's going to be on a particular day. And I have just seconds to get the evidence. So yeah, I've tried it. And unfortunately it's just not practical in the time I have available. Plus I cannot see what's going through the GoPro, and I don't want to spend much time fiddling with the GoPro because the screen's obviously up here on my head and I can't see through the screen. So as great an idea as it is, it unfortunately doesn't really work in my situation. Maybe if I was stationary on my feet at the side of the road, in that case. Okay, another polarizing comment from Alan Manley. So same thing really, it's not really possible. To be honest, the biggest effect I've had on getting good through the glass evidence is just cupping my hands around the camera so that you shade the glass and then there's no reflections. Half the time the drivers are too engrossed in their phones to even notice you anyway. Okay, so Tony in it says, I wonder if Mikey ever spotted a driver swiping away on Tinder whilst in traffic. Wouldn't surprise me. So yes, I did catch a driver. I think he spent about 5 minutes going through Tinder. He would have been disqualified, except he managed to plead an exceptional hardship case. I'll try and link the video here, but it was in the papers even, simply because of the amusement, I guess. So Graham Kelly, who obviously doesn't like me very much, asks, are you autistic? Genuine question. So the answer is no, I'm not. Sure, maybe I'm a bit dedicated to doing this, but it doesn't take a lot of my time. In fact, doing a video like this takes far more time than catching a driver. Catching a driver is seconds on my normal trip. It doesn't take much effort and it's worth doing a bit. Besides which, if somebody doesn't step up, then you know what's going to happen to our society. And there are lots of people stepping up in London. I think last year there were 15,000 roughly, or almost 15,000 prosecutions just in London alone in 2022, so I'd suggest there's quite a lot of people doing this, Graham. Okay, so Simon Woodward says, can you do a breakdown of bikes you ride and what you love and possibly not love about them? So most of all, I'm now riding my Gazelle Dutch e-bike, which is kind of like a car replacement. So it's just really useful. It's not particularly good for fitness. It's comfortable, it can carry a lot of luggage. Apart from that, I used to have a Brompton that got stolen about a year ago, which I'm still a bit gutted about. I'll make a video about the details. Maybe someone will spot it on the roads. I love that bike, and it was really good for teaching kids to ride on, particularly the young special needs lad I work with. He really liked that bike. Then I have a Surly World Touring bike, a steel bike. I like that one again because it's kind of a relaxed geometry drop handlebar bike. It's quite heavy, it's not very fast. Again, it can carry absolutely tons of luggage. Yeah, it's a nice bike. I haven't ridden it much since I've got the Gazelle, I must be honest. And then my last bike that I have is a Thorn tandem, and I think it's a Thorn Adventure Tour tandem with a roll half 15 speed gear hub at the back, and that tandem I use mostly again for the special needs kid I work with. So I mean, yeah, I bought it. His mom didn't buy it because I couldn't convince her to, but I thought it was so important that I got that bike out of my own money. Yeah, and I use it just basically take him out on rides and go places on it. He absolutely loves cycling. It's really good fun. That's probably the best bit about that bike, is the companionship I have with him. Okay, so Dr. Socrates says, strange, as I'm suddenly seeing drivers on their phones everywhere. I wasn't really conscious of it until watching Mikey videos. But yeah, it's true. If you're not looking for it, it's very easy to miss the telltale signs of drivers on the phone. And there are thousands of people on the phone at any one point. So it's one of the things where you don't see this constant driver law breaking. When in fact studies show that drivers break the law more often than cyclists do, which is surprising to many people. Cyclists are just more visible, and there's a whole bunch of stuff about this, but essentially cyclists are not excused for behavior that drivers are excused for. Their law breaking is more visible than drivers' law breaking, and much of driver law breaking is just accepted as normal, acceptable behavior. Noxiish says, cycling Mikey, and there's tens of thousands of us motorists with dash cams recording your bad cycling mates. So remember that when you jump off pavements, go through red lights, etc, etc. And I've seen cyclists using mobiles as they zigzag along. Works both ways. Well, the answer is, sure, I don't mind bad cycling being policed. It's not the gotcha you think it is, Noxie. Police can do what they like with bad cycling. They're not my mates, I feel no connection to them. And the fact that you think we're all one unified tribe who look after each other really just shows bigotry on your part. I would think that most good drivers would not stand by the behavior of bad drivers you see in many of my videos, so I'm not sure why you're trying to support them and why you feel attacked by the bad drivers, by cyclists reporting the bad drivers that you see, Noxie. Maybe pull up your socks? Okay, so that's about all on this Q&A. I'll try and do them a bit more often now. I'm in Richmond Park in a really beautiful area, and I love coming here. So yeah, have a good week everybody, and see you on the next one. Ciao. Nice little bit of WhatsApp going on there.
No.
What's it? LC11MWL.